Adam Schefter recently reported that Marvin Lewis is probably leaving the Cincinnati Bengals. And Marvin Lewis openly and obviously denied this, which you should do. If someone says you're leaving your job, you come out and say, "No, I'm not. You're crazy." But here, I really think he's out. I think Marvin Lewis is leaving the Bengals. And here's what I think happened. I think Marvin Lewis gave up on the Bengals organization and he gave up on Andy Dalton. Like, this year was their year. If the Bengals were ever going to be fantastic, do something great, have a great season, this was their year, and everybody blew it, especially Andy Dalton. Listen to the weapons that Andy Dalton had to work with. Andy Dalton had AJ Green, John Ross, Giovanni Bernard, Joe Mixon, Tyler Eifert, weapon after weapon after weapon, and yet he still could not make it happen this year in the North. They're not making the playoffs, and Andy Dalton has been absolutely awful. I'm pretty sure Marvin Lewis just said, "Look, I can't win here. I cannot win. I'm in a bad situation." You know, I left college once because I realized there was no future. I didn't know what degree I wanted, and I was just wasting my time. If you're in a relationship with someone and they say, "I'm not going to marry you," well, you break up because there's no future there. There's no end goal. What are we working for if we're not working towards that? Marvin Lewis has come to realize, I'm wasting my time. I'm never going to win a Super Bowl in Cincinnati. Not with Andy Dalton, not with the Bengals organization. It's toxic, and I need to just leave and find a better situation. Let's think about this. Marvin Lewis is a great coach who never had a great quarterback. Andy Dalton's been awful. Carson Palmer's been disappointing. Not good enough. Marvin Lewis never had a real quarterback. Imagine what Marvin Lewis could do if he had a real quarterback. Marvin Lewis, really, I know I may sound crazy, but my opinion is Marvin Lewis is one of the great coaches in the NFL. You just need to give him something he can work with. He won games and had good seasons with freaking Andy Dalton, who's atrocious, who's awful, who's not a leader. You look at Andy Dalton, you talk to him. He's a nice guy, but he's not a type A leader that I want leading my football franchise. Marvin Lewis needs to go to Indianapolis. Marvin Lewis will get another job in the NFL. But Marvin Lewis, I'm hoping and rooting for him to go to Indianapolis to be the head coach of the Colts. Because if you pair Marvin Lewis with Andrew Luck, oh, that could be special. That could be absolutely fantastic and a special match made in heaven. Marvin Lewis, leave the Bengals, go to the Colts. That would be great. You're a good coach and you're wasting your time in Cincinnati. You cannot win with Andy Dalton. You're basically dating the girl who doesn't want to marry you. You're wasting your time and there's no future in Cincinnati.